So can everyone see this?
Yeah, we can see the screen.
Excellent. Thanks very much. Well, thanks all for coming today. My name is Stephen and I work for the apprenticeship team at Wigan and Leigh College. So if any of you do have any questions about apprenticeships, I'm here to help, as well as your tutors and personal tutors as well. So firstly, what are apprenticeships? So apprenticeships is a real job with training that can lead to great careers. You work, you learn, and as another benefit, you do earn as well. For Wigan College themselves, we work with lots of employers in the Northwest, and we are one of the largest providers of trade apprenticeships in the Northwest. So some for your joiners, you know, Redrow Homes, Bloor Homes, Wigan Council, some of the housing groups. We work with some of the top employers in the Northwest, especially for joinery apprenticeships. We've got some absolutely brilliant employers that work with us. So what we're going to look at today is we're going to talk about finding an apprenticeship. We're going to, in this case, we're doing joinery. We're going to look at what the apprenticeship gives you. We will look at how much you're being paid. And in regards to will you be treated as a student or an employee, I can say all our apprentices are treated as an employee of the company, not as a student. In the college, for example, there is at least 20 apprentices, and you wouldn't know if they walked past you if they were an apprentice or if they were a member of staff, because they are treated exactly the same. And for the reason for gaining an apprenticeship, 83% of apprentices in the country have said that their career prospects have greatly improved because they went into an apprenticeship at this point in their education, and 79% of apprentices stay with their employer. Sorry, just admit people from the waiting room there. So how does the apprenticeship work? As I say, it's employment, it's learning, and it's earning. For the joinery, you will work 4 days a week with your chosen employer, and 1 day a week you'll come into college to learn the technical side from your tutors like Gareth here, and they will teach you the technical side of joinery that you can then put into practice when you get back to your employer. When you do an apprenticeship, you will gain a nationally recognised apprenticeship. So that would be in stats with the level 2, and then you can move on to the level 3 afterwards. So, most important thing, entry requirements when we're looking for apprentices. So, for the level 2, you need to have at least a grade 3 at GCSE Maths and English to go on to the apprenticeship. Having higher, grade 4 and above, is absolutely brilliant, but grade 3 is the entry requirements. And when we're looking at entry requirements, when we put across a student to employer as an apprentice, we're looking for the most passionate and dedicated students. We are looking for those students who've got really good attendance, the ones who are punctual to class, the ones who participate within the class as well. We can teach joinery. We have experts that teach joinery, so we can always teach you joinery. But when we're looking to send someone out to employers, it's not enough just to be good at joinery. You've also got to have that passion and dedication to really want to move forward in this industry, to move forward in your career, and an apprenticeship, move forward into an apprenticeship to gain that. So we do look for those people with the best attendance and the best punctuality. Saying that, of course, if you, after today's talk, decide you really want an apprenticeship and your attendance is currently maybe not quite where it should be, you can turn that around. If you turn that around from now in February So straight after half term, which is next week. If you from half term to the end of this year's study, you turn your attendance from 75%, say for example, to then getting 100% in this last 6 months, that to us shows great passion. It shows great dedication to get to where you want to be. So don't think that we'll only look for people with 99% attendance from the first day. If you turn around, that is absolutely brilliant in our eyes, and it shows that you will really want an apprenticeship. And of course, within the college, we do have a dedicated apprenticeship matching team to help you find your employer. Let's get down to the money side, because we all know apprentices get paid. Minimum hourly wage for an apprentice is £4.15 an hour. If you add that up to a 40-hour week, that would be £166 a week. Now, apprentices don't pay tax, so you will get that £166 a week. And many employers do pay above that. A lot of the larger employers pay above the minimum wage. They will pay nearer to the national minimum wage, so that will obviously increase. And after the first year, maybe 18 months of your apprenticeship, if you work hard, you start to make money for the company, you know, they might increase your wage as well. You get paid for all your working hours, and you get paid to come into college as well as an apprentice. You'll also have holidays. You'll get 20 days holiday a year plus the bank holiday, and there's 8 bank holidays. So you'll get 4 weeks of holiday a year, which you can take at any time throughout your apprenticeship. And it really is, it's earning while you're learning. Of course, with apprenticeships, they don't just stop at level 3. We have the higher apprentices as well. As joiners, you know, once a join, if you go into those big sites, you'll find a lot of the site managers can be joiners, started as joiners. So, you know, you can do your level 3 advanced apprenticeship, and then you might think, you know, I want to be the site manager. You can go on to those level 4s, the HNCs, the HNDs, to move into those more managerial roles within joinery, within the big sites, within construction, the construction industry. So apprenticeships don't stop you at a lower level. You can go all the way to the top through apprenticeships as well. So the apprenticeship journey for yourselves, you've done level 1 of this journey. So you've obviously found the career you're looking for. You've gone into joinery. So now we need to look at gaining a CV, gaining an apprenticeship, getting an interview. So first and foremost, section 2, CVs. If you don't currently have a CV, we are unable to get you an apprenticeship, because the CVs are there to sell yourself to employers. So you've got half term coming up, get yourself ready, get yourself your CVs, get those CVs to your tutors so they can pass them across to the apprenticeship team. If anyone needs any help with CVs, you've got the careers coaches, you've got your personal tutors, you've got your tutors, you've got myself. There's a lot of support in college to get you that best CV that you can, so that you can have show your best side to a potential employer. We'll then look towards applying for vacancies and apprenticeships. So once we've got a CV, the hardest part of gaining an apprenticeship is finding an apprenticeship. It takes a lot of effort and it takes a lot of work to find an apprenticeship. If anyone has already tried, you'll know it's not an easy process. However, you only actually need one person to say yes to move on to an apprenticeship. So no matter how many times you get knocked back, you only need that one lucky break. So there's 3 ways we can find an apprenticeship. The first and foremost is through the college ourselves. We have a lot of companies come to us and ask us for apprentices, joiner apprentices. And then they are within your geographical location, say for example, Hindley. We will send your CV to that employer. You can also see our apprentices on our website, which you can see below. if you press on explore our apprenticeships or explore our vacancies, and you see one that you think, that's one for me, you know, mention it to your tutors. They can tell us and we can help you apply for that vacancy. Another very good website is the National Apprenticeship Service website. As it says there, www.apprenticeships.gov.uk. This is the home of apprentices, this website. It is the indeed.com of apprenticeships. Every company, every college, every school that wants to recruit an apprentice must put that vacancy on this website. So every apprenticeship that's available within the country is on this website. So that when you go onto it, you click to construction, in which joinery is a part of. You can put your home postcode in, and it will show you every apprenticeship within a 10-mile radius of your address. And when the apprenticeships start coming out in force, which will probably be in April, they'll start looking for September. This website is one that's worth keeping an eye on for any apprenticeship within your local area. The last way to find an apprenticeship is to find your own. Now, about 80% of our apprenticeships come in from people who found their own employer through either family, friends, or they've just been in the right place at the right time. However, there's a lot of work you can do to find your own apprenticeship. First and foremost is research some companies that are nearby yourselves. We have a lot of construction in the Northwest. So you could probably research 40, 50 companies. You find their names, you find their numbers, you find their email addresses. You can look on websites such as Trust a Trader to find some companies within your area. I would then suggest looking at the reviews of those companies to make sure they're the right company for you. You want to learn from the best. So a good company with good reviews, they're the sort of companies you want to be making contact with. Now, this is not an easy process. It's not a fast process. It will take a lot of time. It will take a lot of effort. But as I said before, just finding one that says yes, it will make everything worth it. So once you've researched the companies, if you research those throughout February, from March, that's the time I would start really pushing to look for those apprenticeships. The companies might start thinking about them in April, but if you start contacting in March, you'll get there first. And it is always a first come, first served basis. So you can email these companies and ask them for an apprenticeship. However, many times emails, they don't get listed, they don't get read, they do get ignored, they might end up in the spam file. Emails get lost. So I would suggest when you've done your research and found 20, 30 companies you think are good, I would ring those companies. Ringing the company, the dedication, it shows a lot of passion. It shows good communication skills. The one thing most people in the world hate to do is cold call companies. But if you're willing to ring those companies for an apprenticeship or work experience, you are showing that you really, really want this apprenticeship. And you're also showing that you can speak to customers. You could speak to other trades on big sites, because when you ring the company, you know, you're having those conversations so they know they can entrust you later on down the line. The other thing a company, when you've rang them, is you start to build a bit of a relationship with someone on the other end of the line, and that is someone you have to work with. If you ring them up and it's quite obvious to yourself and probably to the other person that you might not get on, that's not a person you want to work with, because if you can't work with someone, you can't learn from someone. So really ringing, really with the companies, especially if it starts moving forward towards talking a bit deeper into apprenticeships. It's not just jump on the first company that says yes. You've got to find the company that works for you and where you feel you'll get the best education as well. But I would say this is difficult. This is a lot of work. This can have a lot of setbacks. You know, as I said, 50 companies, 49 might say no. And it might be the 50th company you ring says yes. And then those other 49, which has just been, oh, not another one that says no, not another one that says no. That one will make all the difference. And that's the other way to find your apprenticeship, in a way that I highly suggest. So for yourselves, at this moment in time, you need to get your CV sorted. Get it sorted as soon as possible. Give it to your tutors, give it to myself, give it to your SPTs. We can look at that CV, make sure you've got examples of your skills and work experience, and really make sure that that CV is as good as it can be. If you are looking for jobs on the websites I mentioned earlier, do check the location of those jobs, because if you find a job which you think, oh, that's brilliant, but it's in Stockport, don't apply for it, because you will have to travel 2.5 hours each way, which is unattainable. And then, as I say, contact the employers. If you do email them or do put a job application in, if you put an application in, they might get 100 applicants. If 2 days later you ring, your application has just gone to the top of the pile because you've made that extra effort. And make use of the support within the college. You know, there is a lot of support within the college for this. You've got a dedicated team, part of my team. You've got your tutors who are always there to help you get to where you want to be. You have our careers team down in Fab Futures, and you've got your personal tutors. All of us are here to work to get you to where you want to be, whether that be an apprenticeship, whether that be the next stage of your course. We're all here to work for you and to help you get there. So in summary, as I say, spend time on your CV, get those to us as soon as possible. At this point, start researching some companies, and then from March onwards, start contacting them, start keeping an eye on those websites for vacancies. As I said earlier, we do look for those dedicated and passionate students, so make sure you do attend all your classes on time. Make sure you work hard on your maths and English if you haven't got them. Make sure you work hard in your courses, because those are the type of students who will move forward and will gain the apprenticeships. Do note that apprenticeships will be advertised a bit later in the year, normally from about April. We start getting them in for next year's. And as a plan B, or for those people who think, actually, apprenticeships aren't for me, there is the full-time course options for you within the college at various levels.